Good day, esteemed viewers. I am glad to welcome you to my channel. Let's get straight to the key events. The Russian armed forces have struck military targets of the enemy in Cherkasy, Mirhorod, and Sumy. At the same time, firefighting continues at fuel storage tanks of Rosreserve in Proletarsk, Rostov region, which was hit again by drones from Ukrainian forces last night. In the Kursk region, Russian troops are successfully repelling enemy attacks, thwarting attempts by Ukrainian forces to strengthen their positions along the entire front. In the Kursk region, Russian troops are successfully repelling enemy attacks, preventing attempts by Ukrainian forces to strengthen their positions along the entire front. Combat operations continue in the Koronevo direction, in the areas of Sinohosti, Komarovka, and Koronevo. The operational tactical aviation of Russia and artillery units have struck at the positions of Ukrainian troops in the vicinity of Apanasovka, Vishnevka, and Lyubimovka. In the area of Orlovka, drones hit a concentration of enemy infantry. Fighting is ongoing in the Sujansky district near Malaya Lokhnya, where an enemy sabotage and reconnaissance group has been eliminated. North of Suja, a strike was carried out on the enemy's air defense complex. According to preliminary reports, a rare French Crotelet surface-to-air missile system of Ukrainian forces was hit. However, photos of the strike have not yet been presented. In Spalny, Russian troops have managed to regain some recently lost positions. Apparently, the operation to clear the settlement conducted a few days ago was successful. In the Bolshe Soldatsky district, there are conflicting reports about alleged fighting in the vicinity of Kozyrevka and Samorodovo. Given the current front line, this information could either be rumors or indicate the breakthrough of an enemy sabotage group in that area. In the Pokrovsky direction, the Russian armed forces continue their offensive towards Novogradovka, while the Ukrainian armed forces are trying to halt our advance with fresh troops. Fighting is taking place in the settlements of Krutoy Yar, Krasny Yar, and Nikolaevka. On the southern flank, Ukrainian forces are losing positions near Karlovka. The Russian army is advancing towards Mirnograd and Pokrovsk. The recent missile attack by Ukrainian forces on the Kavkaz port has drawn the attention of residents in Kerch and Tamani, located on opposite sides of the Kerch Strait. Local residents witnessed the attack, as evidenced by numerous photos and videos published on social media. These materials show various angles of the missile strikes and the ensuing destruction, highlighting the seriousness of the incident. According to preliminary data, Ukraine used 2 Neptune anti-ship missiles. The exact launch location has not yet been established, but there is a high likelihood that the launch was carried out from the Zaporizhzhia region. The use of missiles intended for destroying naval targets to attack ground facilities has become quite common in the context of the ongoing conflict. However, another possibility cannot be ruled out. There is a chance that the missiles may have been launched from the Odessa region. Earlier this year, Ukrainian media reported plans to modernize the Neptune to increase its range to 500 kilometers by reducing its warhead size. This allows for the creation of a threat to more distant targets. As a result of the strike, one of the missiles was successfully intercepted. However, the second reached its target, flying over the waters of the Azov Sea at low altitude and hitting a ferry carrying fuel tanks. It is not entirely clear why both missiles could not be intercepted, especially considering that their characteristics have long been known to the Russian armed forces, including their units in Crimea. The reasons could be diverse, including the element of surprise, a new flight path taken by the missiles, and the limited number of missiles, which might have complicated the enemy's response. The main consequences of this attack extend beyond the immediate damage. The destruction of fuel tanks and the suspension of ferry services will significantly impact the supply to the peninsula. This will also hinder the operations of the port, which in turn could lead to a fuel shortage in Crimea. Although these issues are temporary and solvable, they fit into a broader context of Ukraine's strategy aimed at undermining Russia's energy infrastructure. This is also confirmed by a sharp rise in fuel prices in southern regions of Russia. It is important to note that Ukrainian forces remain focused on their main goal, destruction of the Crimean Bridge. The attack in the Kursk region and incursions into the Tendra Spit are part of a larger plan aimed at weakening Russia's positions in Crimea. Given the current situation and today's strike, it can be expected that the adversary may increase the activity of unmanned aerial vehicles on the peninsula in the coming days. These actions may be aimed at forcing Russian troops to expend ammunition and creating conditions for a more serious attack, including on the Crimean Bridge. That's all for now, friends. We remind you that our channel condemns any violence and calls on all parties to engage in immediate negotiations for a peaceful resolution of conflicts. Thank you for staying with us. Subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and we wish you all the best.